delete my profile? What if they delete
We're
it?
gonna delete everything because you in IG. Oh, by the
Yes.
way, we live.
Okay.
You in IG jail.
I'm in IG jail, Mason. So, did you see me? So first of all right, real quick, because we gotta go live and talk to people. But I can't believe I never seen that. So, okay.
I've never seen it for real. I've heard about
one
it.
time my page got flagged because we was doing like the poll thing and like I was trying to draw people in. So I don't know if you remember the So You Say She's Just a Friend episode, but I posted like this meme of this girl like blowing, the hammer. But it was black and white, but you can see the image. So it said it went against the guidelines. So I reposted it with like hush your mouth on top of it. So that was fine. They let me post
You put
that
the brand over some fellatio. Oh man.
So
let's talk about this on the show. Let's start the show. We'll talk about it.
Let's start the show because this is man. Go ahead.
And we are back with another one. What's up, everybody? As always, your new favorite podcast is here, and your favorite's favorite, Mason's here. Who else is here? Finish drinking.
I know. I had to.
I would have just swallowed, but pause. Yo, that's crazy.
Well, that was crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
You don't want to get banned on YouTube too.
Shut up. So it's your girl Kori Deez, aka Lemon Squeeze, on Instagram. Hopefully.
Used to be on Instagram.
AKA the wholesome hoe, AKA a whole lot of AKAs in this mother. I gotta get myself together, Mason. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. All right.
So let's just right into it. How was your week?
So my week was really eventful. Again, it was my baby's birthday. We flew out to Miami, hung out with the gang, and we even met some new followers or new subscribers, I should say. So shout out to y'all for subscribing. Shout out to the audience.
To the gang.
You gotta work even when you ain't working type of thing. So that was exciting. It was fun. If you've seen the video, you gotta be close friends to see it. Not you, Mason. The people. I didn't post it on Instagram yet. But Babe was drunk, friends was drunk, people were like, I might not even be able to post. Oh my God, I'm devastated. Anyway, guys, welcome to Hash Him Out. Mason, how you doing today? How was your weekend?
Not as my weekend wasn't as interesting as yours. I mean, I think I crashed at some point. I lost the entire day. I didn't go out. I didn't do anything. I just stayed in bed and watch TV and YouTube and shit because I was just done. So that was Saturday, and then Sunday I just chilled too. So it's been a chill weekend. But not as many drinks as normal.
Those are fun.
I mean, it was one in the making because I've been going out a lot. A lot of birthday parties, a lot of drinking, a lot of goodbye parties, a lot of everything. I did go out Friday. So Friday I went to a Thai spot and had a few more drinks. I forgot about that one.
Oh yeah, look, you drink so much it's blending now. But you know what? You don't drink on the show anymore.
That's why Saturday was no, because I gotta download stuff at the end and do all kinds of other shit that we try to do.
I want to say shout out to you always because you keep this shit running. Tech shit, everything. We keep this shit running, but it's running, and we're so grateful for that. Again, shout out to our audience. Welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday. Do you want me to tell her? Your friend's calling. Do you want me to tell her what you want?
Oh, definitely. We don't need her opinion later on.
Oh, yeah. All right. Let me tell her to jump on. And I decided that I'm going to go live on Facebook today. So I just figured that part out. I said, you know what? I can still do that.
They didn't block you.
Yeah, they didn't block me because apparently I'm blocked from doing lives on Instagram at the moment.
What else did they block you? When they block you, did they tell you? Is it an email? Did somebody say something to you?
Okay, so guys, let me really jump into this.
Run down the blocking process for those of us who have never been blocked.
We're at 5:20, Mason. I just want to keep that down on the clock, babe. 5:20. So basically, someone posted a video of a man outside of a check cashing place trying to grab a woman, and these Mexican guys went and like punched him in the face, and like I only seen when they like punched 3-piece him. I read in the comments like, oh, they hit him with a lock and they beat him with a bike, and I don't know. They obviously beat this man up because he was trying to assault a woman. And
protecting women at all costs.
Protect the women at all costs. And I said, oh yeah, they should have beat his ass. After I asked why, because the video didn't explain it. The guy just wrote in his post, they don't play that shit uptown. So shout out to Uptown. Harlem is where it's at. So they that's all I said was, oh yeah, they should have beat his ass. Instagram immediately like says we took down the content of your comment, and then it takes me to another screen after I pressed like okay, because I kept trying to click out like no, what do you got to talk about? So then it says your profile could be removed, and then it says you went against community guidelines before. So
is this a DM? You get a DM?
It's like a fucking notification. I don't know. It's not a DM. It's not in like, I can't screenshot it. I can't go back to it. I don't think. I gotta see. If anybody knows how to do that, let me know. Have you been in Instagram jail? I've never been in Facebook jail. I feel like I was in jail. Like, hi, Nadia. Yo, I'm so scared, guys. What if they delete my Instagram? Hey, Yvonne. Shout out to Yvonne for getting those followers, new subscribers. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Shout out to you. So I think I'm gonna just go live on Facebook and I'm gonna text this and you jump into your Talk to Me Tuesday. I'm listening, but I have to go live on Facebook because I have to tell people somewhere that we're live. Like this is the business. I can't believe that. Instagram. I will send you listen, please. Listen. Instagram wants the news. That's what they want. Do you see all the
Do you need a full screen and have a moment so you can plead your case to Instagram and why you should be restored?
Who thinks that I should do that? No. We want to let the audience determine if I should be pleading my case to Instagram. Instagram they case to me. I'm offended, Instagram. Do you know how much good things that I put out every day? Every day. Right, Mason? Right?
Yes. I'm supporting you. Right.
That's loyalty, my brother. That's loyalty.
Please restore her Instagram for the good of all.
Yes. Vacation pics. And hush him out.
Exactly. Look at you. You had a whole weekend in Miami. I'm sure there's tons of stuff in the tuck ready to go, and you fucking up your shit.
Well, they're not stopping me from posting a story though. That's what I don't think. I don't think.
Not yet. You better check that.
Oh my gosh, please, my anxiety.
God forbid.
Yeah, let's knock on something. I got wood.
I'm just hoping for you.
I got wood, pause.
Yo, I didn't even hear it. Wow.
Hey, that was pause. I got wood. Babe, you know I got wood.
Well, say no wonder she didn't see you there.
Oh yeah. Okay, so go ahead, Mason. Jump into segment.
So welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday. So we're gonna have a little game that we always play, a little segment. We like to call it Talk About It or Pass on It. In this segment, the rules are simple. We cover last week's headlines and we decide whether to talk about it or pass on it. So there's a bunch of things happening in the world this week, and we're gonna talk about a few things and then we're gonna pass on a few things. Kori usually has a comment, even if she passes, but we'll see. All right. Mother forgets 1-year-old in the car. What we doing? We talking about it or we passing on it?
What did she do?
She forgot 1-year-old in the car.
Yeah. Well, yeah. How did she forget her kid? I know. She
Are
forget.
we talking about it or are we passing on it?
We're
You
talking
have
about.
two choices. There's only two choices.
They said I
A
don't play
or
this
B.
game right, y'all. I need y'all to help me in the comments. Are we talking about certain stuff or are we passing on it? Look,
Uh,
yeah, let's talk
Talk
about
about it.
it.
All right, we gonna talk
Yeah, let's
about it.
talk about it.
All right, so here's what happened. So, a 1-year-old girl died after her mother forgot to take her out of the car. So, this 1-year-old had two other siblings that the mother took out of the car and proceeded to walk them, put them in daycare. She took that car, drove it home, switched cars, never noticing that that 1-year-old was still in the car. Later on that day, she went and she picked up her other two children and realized that the third child, the 1-year-old, was not with the others. She quickly ran back to the house, looked all around, couldn't find the child, went back to the car, and she noticed that the child was there. This happened in Houston, Tech. Well, it happened in Texas, so the weather was extremely hot. So the child was in the car for over 10 hours
Oh my
and
God.
passed away. So, yeah. This happened in Harris County.
Whoa.
So
Rest
at
in
this
peace.
time, the mother is not charged, but further investigation is happening. So
Why?
I don't know what to think about that. I'm
Why
sorry.
wouldn't she be? Why wouldn't she be charged? That is like
So at
absolutely.
this point, they're trying to figure out whether it was manslaughter or what the charge would actually be because, you know, yeah.
Okay, but that's for the people to find out, like the lawyers and the judges. That's not for police. But I
Oh,
guess they have to charge you with something to be able to take you in. So that's the whole
exactly.
point. But how's she not in custody? I don't know. I don't want to be too judgmental on that, but I just can't imagine 10 hours without my kid.
Mhm.
Can't imagine. I can't imagine not realizing that I didn't have my 1-year-old. The ones that hang at your hips and your ankles.
Make
The
the
ones
most
that
noise
cry.
usually.
Make them listen. I have a 3-year-old in my house right now, and she is just shout out to her. Okay,
She's got
shout.
personality. I like
She
her
has
little raspy
personality. I
voice.
love her, but I couldn't
Little raspy
imagine
voice.
like. And my kids are really older, so the 3-year-old in my house is like, okay, she's here, but I had, that sounds crazy. Yeah. Okay, moving on. Shout out to
She's
that.
shaking things up. Shout out to her.
Yeah. I don't want to because I always ramble about this, and but
All right, next one. So Kenneth Petty pleads guilty. Kenneth Petty is Nicki Minaj's husband. Talk about it or pass on it. It's hard to say pass, isn't it? Oh, pass. You don't even want to say it. Amazon pays college tuition. Talk about it or pass on it.
yes, shout out to Amazon.
We talking about it?
Yeah, go ahead, talk about it.
All right. So Amazon is offering to pay college tuition for over 75,000 frontline U.S. workers. So this is normally reserved for management and things like that, but apparently Amazon is extending this offer to their frontline workers. So, yeah, it's a great opportunity. It's a great actual perk for people that are coming aboard to Amazon. The company has invested 1.2 billion towards this cost of college tuition fees, textbooks for hourly staff in the U.S. who will be eligible after 90 days of employment for as long as they remain at Amazon. So yeah, that's it.
Shout out to
College
Amazon.
tuition.
Guys, if you're young and you're, like if you're like 17, because I think they let you, well, I live in Pennsylvania, so they let you work there at, I believe, 17, 18, but get a job there. Let it pay for your school. I think anywhere that you work for, you should absolutely let them pay for all of your experiences. My first time on the plane, my job paid for it. Went to a state I probably would have never went to had it not been for them. Had a really great time. Go to Nebraska, Omaha. It's a great place. You wouldn't think it, right? You'd be like, oh.
I went to Nebraska, company dime.
Yeah, company time.
Did PR for that company. That's dope.
You
All right,
probably
next thing, moving on.
on company
What happened?
time. That's not,
Huh?
I said you probably did a lot of trips on company time, but that's not the conversation today.
Yes, but that's not. Thankfully, I'm blessed. Blessed. Was blessed.
No.
Rapper uses gold chain implanted into his head. So rapper has gold chains implanted into his head. Talk about it or pass on it.
Pass on it.
Pass on it. Oof. All right. So what's the next one? Woman shot 17 times by her boyfriend's other girlfriend. Talk about it or pass on it.
Talk about it.
Oh, somebody said pass on it.
They
All
was talking
right.
about
So
the rapper. No, they was talking about the rapper's chain in the head.
chains.
Somebody don't want to the
Talk
hook
about the
or
rapper's
whatever was
chains.
happening.
All right. So a woman who was shot 17 times due to a love triangle gone wrong. She's opening up about her terrible ordeal. So she was shot 17 times. However, she did survive. So her name was Nicole, and she testified. She basically was shot by the person that her boyfriend was seeing. Other
Did
person.
she? Well, like, okay. Well, 17 times she was very passionate about that man for whatever reason. However, I don't. Who was the first girlfriend? Was she the second girlfriend? Was she the real? I want to know the real tea. But I'm happy that sis survived. But really, ladies, you really got to check out who you are dating and what type of stuff you getting into, what type of people you around. Because thank God she survived, but she could have died over a
17
man that had
times.
another girlfriend. She got shot 17 times. She got shot 17 times. Okay.
All right. Next story. Pregnant lady, not to keep with the shot theme, but pregnant lady shot outside her home. Talk about it or pass on it. I know you want to. A New York pregnant woman was shot and killed after attempting to break up a fight between two men following her baby shower. Her name was Shanice Young. She was 31 years old, and she was expecting her third child, sources told ABC 7. At the time, she was 9 months pregnant, so she was almost here. The baby was close to reaching full term. Um, this happened in Harlem, New York, and they arrived on the scene. Sources said that the fight Young tried to stop was between her ex and the man she was currently in a relationship with. So the current baby daddy and her ex.
Wow. That's really crazy. And you know what? You said why we keep talking about it. It's crazy how a woman that was shot 17 times survived. Not saying like she shouldn't have, but a woman that's pregnant trying to end the altercation between her current man and her baby dad, like obviously her current man with the baby shower, like that sounds crazy to me. That's just so sad. And we're living in a time where a lot of people are just dying left and right. So we're really, I want to say living in the last days. That's like a saying in something, but that's sad. All right, moving on, Mason, because you know my energy was high. Then you be coming with this news. Tuesdays is so stressful for me
I
a little
mean,
bit. I know
all
because
right,
I can't
we
talk
gonna,
about
we
it.
gonna keep it going. We gonna keep it going. One more near miss. In Florida, teen plans massacre. Talk about it or pass on it.
No, pass on it. I mean, yeah, pass on it because it didn't
All
happen.
right, didn't happen.
It
They
didn't
served
happen.
attention. It did not. Diddy buys home for $35 million. We talking about
Keep
Puff again.
mentioning it.
What
To keep
happened?
which one of his chicks he wanted to keep in there. Never
Well, it's
mind.
in
Pass
Florida,
on
so
it.
I'm assuming it's Young Miami.
He lives in Florida already.
So I'm assuming it's Young Miami. I don't know.
Why? He
Joy,
said
as
he.
I call her, Joey, as you call her. Doesn't she live in California?
Yeah, she does.
So you
Jet
can't
me.
buy a house in Florida and expect the girl from Cali to live there. You got to move Young Miami and the whole family.
House. Yeah, that would be disrespectful. That would be really disrespectful. So yeah, you might be right. Oh,
What part of that whole situation wasn't disrespectful? He had her on a boat. He was like, she filmed the whole video. That video was crazy though. Shout out to her energy in that video.
I didn't see it. What's the video?
Oh,
You may send it to me.
I'll send it to you. It's on a page. It's on everywhere. You'll be a fan. Nobody cares about Diddy. Apparently, Young Miami does. Mom helped her son and friend beat up another child. So mom helps her son and his friend beat up another child.
I'm not going to comment.
Why are you shaking? Because you are you this parent? Are you that parent? You jumping in?
Oh, I can say it like that. I'm
down?
already in Instagram jail. I don't want to be in YouTube jail. No, I'm not. I'm not promoting violence. I'm not jumping in to the fight with My son is not even fighting, honestly, because we are just gonna walk away from that because these are the right politically correct things to say, you know.
I remember your son, the situation.
You
And he
are telling
defended himself. He was in the right, though. He was in the
no, he
right.
was in the right to defend himself, but yeah.
You're not holding that kid so he could get an extra 2 in.
Listen,
Just
I
1, 2.
didn't have to. It would have been wrong for me.
You wasn't there, but if you was there, you wouldn't have held him down. Just one time.
No, because not in that situation. Because he was doing what he had to do, and the boy was he was doing what he had to do. It was no reason for me to jump in. That's crazy.
So if he's losing, that's when you jump in. I'm just trying to see at what point do you interject.
Yeah, if he's losing, if you're getting the best of him, if you're bigger than him, if you could really hurt him, I'm jumping in. That's it. I'm sorry.
That's my baby running through.
Huh?
That's my baby running through, coming through with
Yeah, that's my baby running through once he starts to lose, once he's like hurt, once he's not, only because you're not. My mom jumped into one of my fights when I was a kid. These girls tried to jump me in 5th grade. My mother definitely was jumping in there. I just want to let you know.
What mom Dukes do? Wait. Did she jump in and hold somebody, or did she actually throw some?
She was jumping. It was like 5 girls trying to jump me. What? My mother jumped in. Yeah, she was. Then it was like 2 rounds. And they was like, her mom was jumping in. She was like, I would not be out here hitting no kids. And I was like, nope.
Yo.
Nope.
Yo, you got to protect your own. I see nothing wrong with her mom, with your mom or any mom.
Mom did make a little girl cry for my son. She did. She made a little girl cry for him. She said some crazy stuff. She's funny now. She the girl height too. Poor thing.
It is what it is. I am on mom's side for that one. Anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing will be played before every game. You want to talk about it? Pass on it.
Amen. Shout out to those men that was taking them meals. Okay.
I don't even know what the rest of the story is.
I'm just gonna talk about it.
All right, let's talk about it. So
no. Let me just talk about it and then we can move on. I gotta just say what I want to say. You sound like you want to pass.
But you want to hear the whole story then. If you're gonna talk about it, might as well hear the whole story.
All right, Mason. Tell us the whole story. Okay. But for those who don't know, the Lift Every Voice and Sing is the Black Freedom Ring. That's Freedom Ring, right? That's the
Black National Anthem.
Right. The Black National Anthem, y'all.
So as part of the NFL's $250 million pledge to help combat racism in America, the organization will also allow players to wear helmet decals that have one of 6 social justice messages that they approved. Some will have slogans as well. As part of that, every game in the NFL will start off with not only the regular national anthem, but as well as Lift Every Voice and Sing. So it's actually a win, and it's part of the pledge of the NFL from last year to actually combat social issues. So shout out to the NFL because there's a lot of company that made a lot of pledges, lots of promises, lots of money, and nothing has been done. So shout out to the people that are actually doing it. Small gesture as it may be, it's appreciated.
Yeah, especially after people were chastised for taking nails and not wanting to, stand during the pledge, the original national anthem or whatever. I think that that's dope of them to come back and make us feel, a part of everything. I think that was dope. So shout out to them. Now I'm about to watch football and bet because I want to be back into the stuff because I was not watching.
This is football, though. You watching football? Football season just started, by the way.
I know about
watching football. You watching football? Okay.
Football, chill out.
What's your team? Who's your team? Who's your team in football? Here we go.
Who do you think my team would be? Who you think my team would be on football?
I don't know. Phoenix's team doesn't.
Oh, I don't do that.
Arizona has a team. Phoenix doesn't have a team.
No, my team is the Steelers and the Raiders.
LA Raiders?
What?
LA Raiders?
The California Raiders? Duh.
No. No.
Mason, stop.
That was a trick question. They play in Nevada now. They play in Las Vegas. But yeah, good job.
That was the last time that they were my team. I'm just telling you what it was.
Yo, you can spin back like a mother. Good job. That was a trick question. You can see your eyes looking the side panel for help too. Like help.
I didn't look at her. No, she doesn't even watch football. Honestly, I watch
She would know more than you though.
Cut it out. Nah, I got a Raiders hat. Somebody bought it for me for my birthday. I was like, oh, this is my team. But I've been riding that way since then. Just a shout out to my sister for the hat. Oh man! All right,
all right. Keeping it going. VMAs. Talk about it or pass on it. Video music.
Talk about it. Just real quick. This is the last thing. I don't want to talk about anything else after this. Just I can't talk much about it because I didn't watch the whole VMAs. I didn't see everybody's performances, so really can't talk about it. However, I did see Chloe's performance, and she is being mentored, and she's signed by Beyonce. Shout out to her. But she killed it. And you know what? She reminded me of a little Beyonce, but she's like younger. Because she was doing the moves and she was singing. She was giving me Beyonce energy. And I was like, girl, she is doing the most. And she is killing it. And she's learning everything. She's soaking up everything Beyonce could give her. You know what? That's the best move that she could probably ever do. Because people don't know that she started out with her sister. They started out everything together on YouTube. She has a twin sister, I believe, right? And Chloe times Haley, or Chloe and Haley, yeah, no, those girls are dope. I've been listening to their music long before then, but all right, Mason, I'm sorry for a moment.
So they've got some great music, and Haley is playing Ariel in a new Disney movie. So
that is her. She's the Black Ariel.
Exactly. So that's the reason why Haley had so much time. Well, Chloe had so much time to actually do her own thing and look at what came from it. That video. Woo, that's all I'm gonna say about that. So we'll move on from that. VMAs, amazing. Shout out to all the winners. Video of the year was Lil Nas X. Yeah, controversial.
What?
A little bit. Moving on. So keeping up with these celebrities and what they're doing. Met Gala 2021. This is the last thing. Let me know if you want to talk about it. You want to pass on it?
Pass.
Outfits and more outfits.
No, pass.
All right. So that's it. That's all the big headlines this week.
All right. Well, let's jump right into our mother flipping topic. We're going to try to make this as quick as possible because the versus is tonight, and we were definitely looking forward to it.
It's another New York versus. Let's tell the real reason, because it's another New York versus, and we're both from New York, so we're invested in this one. So I ain't gonna hold you. Like we're looking.
But who y'all think is going to win, Fat Joe or freaking Ja Rule? I'm ready to.
I'm going with Joe though. I'm going with Joe.
You going with Joe?
I'm going with Joe for the performance. Ja Rule's got more hits, but Joe's got a better personality. I'm going with personality over hits tonight.
I love Uncle Joe, but I love
Ja Rule in the comments.
I love Murder Inc. So most of Ja Rule stuff, Murder Inc. That's really what's happening. It's really a terror squad and a Murder Inc.
thing. It's a 2-on-2. It's a 2-on-2. Here's the two. It's Remy Ma and Fat Joe versus Ashanti and Ja Rule.
Yeah,
2-on-2. You're not gonna see nobody else. They're not bringing out Tony Sunshine, and they're not bringing out Black Tie. So it's just a 2-on-2. That's how I see it. Because Joe is not going nowhere without Remy.
The good thing is that they don't start until about 9:30. So
He's like, let's get right into it. Bust it down. So today's topic is dating. You've been doing it all wrong. So we're going to talk about dating. You've been doing it all wrong. We've got a bunch of different questions that we're going to jump into. So Kori, what do you think?
So first of all, let me just tell these people over here a little bit. So dating, you've been doing it all wrong. If you can't see what we see, you gotta click. You see my little comment down there? So I don't really use this thing for you to see the whole entire show. Team Mason TV, YouTube, Hush Your Mouth ENT. Come on over. All right, so the first question. Don't put your eggs all in one basket. Is this the method or the myth? So we all grew up, we hear, don't put your eggs all in one basket. Like when you dated, you know, it depends on what kind of household. People out there, please tell me what kind of household did you guys grow up in? Like, I mean, or what kind of things have you learned? Or what do you believe? Don't put your eggs all in one basket. Mason, what you think? Because I wasn't going
I think at some point you should put your eggs all in one basket. I don't think you can live forever with multiple baskets. So, you know, at first, yeah, you should spread it around. You should figure it out. You should, you know, invest in several things and see which is the right fit. I'm not going to talk about interviews. I'm just going to say see which is the right fit. What do you think?
Well, first of all, I just want to let you know ahead of time, I do have some interview references in here today. I can back you up, my brother. But
you've been hired though. Like you got a whole like job. Like you have a whole job. You're not interviewing anymore because you have a job.
I'm not being interviewed, and I'm not interviewing because I definitely have a job.
Oh, you gave a job and you have a job.
I gave a job. Oh yeah, no.
Pause, yo. Pause. Whoa. That's horrible. Let's keep it going. Keep it going.
So as far as like putting your eggs in one basket, I feel like it's both. Is it a method or a myth? It's both. Both. Because first I want to say men don't put their eggs in one basket. But they don't.
And women do?
No, I'm saying
we just talked about the multiple guys that y'all have on your roster. So let's not make it just me.
Yes, but that's after we put all of our eggs in one basket at one point in time or another, and then we learn not to put all of our eggs into one basket. But see, I think that
now y'all all have the same experiences.
Well, I'm sorry. Well, ladies, I'm sorry. Let me not speak for y'all. In my experience, and a few women that were like me that I have encountered.
But you did it the opposite way, though.
What do you mean?
I mean, you didn't put your eggs in one basket until now. So before you had your eggs in separate baskets. So you didn't learn. You didn't learn to put your eggs in one basket. You had multiple. Okay.
So I'm 31 years old, right?
Oh Jesus.
And
any story that begins with your age is gonna be bad. Like, go ahead.
Not true.
I'm 31 years old, and go ahead.
I'm 31 years old, and I have dated. I feel like I lived the full dating life. Mm-hmm. I had my first kid at 16, so I feel like I had a full dating life. But even during my dating life, there was time frames where I was in like serious long-term relationships where my eggs were in one basket. But obviously that didn't work out so well. So either during those relationships, because if you watch Hush Your Mouth, then you know that I have cheated in my time before. But during those times, I definitely like had my eggs in other baskets, and then we see how that worked out. So I mean,
you found the one.
There's a point of overcommitting. I think when you're dating, you don't put your eggs into one basket. When you're dating, when you determine what kind of relationship or you see that is going somewhere, then you can put one egg at a time. Put an egg here, put an egg there.
You're jumping to another question. So you think it's a method or you think it's a myth?
I think it's both. That's why I'm explaining it.
Okay. That's why I don't want to get into the other question early.
I'm not getting into the other question early. I'm just saying that was it. Put a few eggs in a few different places.
That's the advice you would give to people out there dating.
If you're dating, make sure you keep most of your eggs for yourself. Look at that. That was great. It's amazing.
I don't think that's bars though. But all right. So next question. Is it okay for a woman or man to entertain more than one person during the dating phase?
See, now that part, this was a 2-part question. And, okay. So when you're in a dating phase, at some point in the dating phase, you decide that you want to have something a little bit more serious. At some point, it depends on what you're dating for. Once again, like if you're dating to gain marriage, if that's your goal, then I believe that man or woman, it's not okay for you to date multiple people at one time. I don't think that. It just makes sense. And the analogy is, let me give you my analogy today. I got bars today, Mason. You ready for them?
I'm ready.
You ever been fishing?
Yeah, I fished. Okay.
Okay.
I'm just trying to see where you're going. I'm riding. Can I what?
You know I do this.
Okay.
I bring it back. Can you ever? Can you put 6 fishing poles on the dock at one time and catch the fish? You can. But what if all your rods catch at one time? Can you catch all of the fish, or is some gonna get away?
Some's gonna get away. Definitely.
Some's gonna get away.
You can't reel all 6 in.
Cannot reel all 6 in, Mason. High five. That was the bar, Mel DeMarco, for you right here. Come on tonight. Come on.
Okay.
Sorry, Hannah's over here laughing. Babe, okay. Did I do it? Keep reeling in. It worked out. So no, you can't date multiple people at one time. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work out.
All right, I'll take the other side of that. I think you can date multiple people at one time. I think that you gotta weed it out. So I'm not saying that you should date 5 people in one day or 6 people in one day. But what I'm saying is you got to see what's right for you. So you're going to talk to a few people, and then it's going to spark, or your interest is going to be sparked by maybe 2 of those people. And then you have further conversations, and then, hey, I like one person more than the other. Then your focus begins to be on that one person. But I think that you should date multiple people until you have that spark or that interest that you want to focus on one particular person. So okay. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I think that the method to it is that you talk to multiple people until you decide that that person is the right one for you. I think Rotimi, Rotimi, he had a great story about his fiance Vanessa, who's not pregnant. We announced that like last week, or they announced it last week. We just reported on it. But he has a beautiful story of Rotimi was in the streets. Like there's a list of snipers in New York City, people that you guys know that I'm not going to snitch because I'm not dry snitching. But there's some guys in New York City that are known to, get some of the more prettier women. Rotimi was definitely on that list of guys that get some of the more prettier women. So he basically, once the pandemic started, he started spending time with Vanessa, and he realized instantly, like, nah, you know what? This is the girl that I'm going to focus on. And he took his phone and he deleted everybody else because he wanted to focus on Vanessa. And that's basically how they started. And he knew, and then their love grew over the pandemic, and they started spending more time together. And he realized, this is the woman I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. Ended up engaged and getting married and pregnant.
Shout outs to them, first of all. Shout outs to Black Love. We love Black Love here. Love periods.
Sniping the streets.
But it's definitely absolutely something special about Black Love. But I would want to say I'm going to get into the whole pandemic relationships. Ooh. But and what I think about them, that's a topic. There's a lot of people out there that are creating.
That's a tough one. Pandemic relationships, pandemic babies.
Pandemic babies, pandemic relationships, pandemic weddings, marriages, all that stuff. We're going to have a topic on that. Let us know if you want to talk about it. But
I feel some type of way because I feel some type of way.
Why?
Because you are in one of those categories, and I'm going to just leave it at that. So,
well, that's how you know I can talk about it. Sorry,
I know you have the experience, and you have a unique point of view, and well,
so yeah,
I'm just like, okay, all right, we going there.
We gonna go there because it's hush your fucking mouth. I could curse now. I was waiting because. All right. All right. So Those are our point of views. What do people in the audience think? We don't know. Oh, guys that are here for the first time, sign into YouTube to be able to
Comment.
engage and comment.
Mhm.
All right. So, how many days before you know if there's chemistry? So, how many days do you? How many days
I
do you
don't.
know?
I don't think it's a number. I think chemistry is chemistry. Chemistry can be on that first date. Chemistry can be on the third date. Chemistry is chemistry.
Chemistry is chemistry. I
So,
think, but how many days though? But how many days?
I don't know. Like I said, you can hit chemistry on the first day. You can hit chemistry on the third day. I've had people that I've clicked with immediately, and then I've had people that I had to warm up to because they weren't showing their true selves until later on, maybe like a week later, a month later.
But okay, so you've had chemistry with them and then immediately got into a relationship, or
I've had chemistry with them and immediately enjoyed my night with them.
your night with them.
Yes.
But
Our
majority are
date, right? We're on a date. We enjoyed our time, and then I enjoyed my night with them.
right. But the conversation today is dating. You've been doing it all wrong. So
Okay.
if we're talking about dating and you've been doing it all wrong, then the way to do it better is where are you going if you're doing it wrong? You want to be in a relationship, correct?
If I'm
That's the
doing it
goal.
right, I want to be in a relationship. If I'm doing it wrong, I want to keep
Oh, so
dating
that's so
until
then
you
what
know
you're
cycle.
saying has no validity here. Then is that what you're saying? All right.
How does
So
that not have validity? I had a good time with that person. Like,
and
what
that's
is
nowhere because you're still single, Mason. You're a single guy that everybody wants to be.
what does that have to do with what does that have to do with the validity of dates?
Because
That takes away the date. That takes away the chemistry in the date because I didn't marry you.
it's a
So
well, yeah,
if you don't get married and you're in a 10-year relationship, your relationship is not valid because you're not married.
not really. But if listen,
You feel like if you're not married, your relationship is not valid.
yeah, yeah. If you're not headed towards marriage, then what are you doing? You're wasting your time.
So everything between you meeting and marriage is just like child's
Listen, we
play.
got to a point where when I was dating,
I'm
I
closing my
said,
mouth.
yeah, this is the hush your mouth moment. So hush your
You
mouth.
you you definitely you definitely
Hush,
stopped me. I didn't think you were gonna say that. Like everything before marriage is just non-valid. Okay.
listen,
Because
I'm
then you're engaged, so you're saying your relationship is not valid, and I
no,
don't
I'm not
agree with
saying
that.
that because
You
I'm
just said
saying
that.
no. Listen to what I'm saying.
I'm gonna
What
listen.
I'm
Hold
saying.
on.
Listen,
Me and
what
side panel are listening closely to each word you say.
well, no, side panel is aware. So okay.
Side panel will not agree that your relationship's not valid.
Do you do you know what I'm saying here? Do you know what I'm saying or no?
No, we listening.
Side panel is not co-signing to the invalidity. Like it's not even a
No,
word.
that's not what
That
I'm saying.
your relationship is valid in my eyes. So I want to hear why you think it's not, and I'll
Listen,
be
this is
quiet.
you
I'm gonna
spinning
hush
the
my
block. All right, so hush your mouth.
mouth.
All right, listen. If
Oh, you
if you're dating and you're not heading towards marriage, then to me, then you don't. What do you have? What are you doing? What do you like? If you're dating just to be dating, if you're in a relationship just to be in a relationship, if you guys are not growing, I'm engaged, so I'm on my way to being married. So to me, yes, our relationship has validity. There's a point of commitment that now we are valid. But if we're not committed, because there's various different types of forms of relationships, and you have to determine which ones is valid and which ones is not. So to me, those things like the girls that's in like situationships, keep your eggs in different baskets because that's not for real. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. No, so when you said we had a good night, like, you know what I mean? We had chemistry, and so therefore we had a good night. No, that wasn't really the question. How many dates before you know that there's chemistry? You just had a good night. Like, what was the chemistry that you determined that you had a good night? Like, how did
We
what
had
what
good sexual chemistry. We had great sexual chemistry.
sexual chemistry? What
So
kind of
that's
relationship?
chemistry. That's physical, huh?
All right, maybe I should have been more specific with the question, but I answered on my own. And then, how many days before you know if there is good chemistry? I said 3 dates. By 3 dates, you know whether you like them or not. Period. I think by the third date, you know whether you like somebody.
So
Everybody in the audience, let me know. What do y'all think?
3 dates. That's
Yes.
enough.
The girl gave you her pussy on the first date because y'all had good chemistry. No, at least by the third date, I know your middle name and if you have good credit. Like, what?
In all honesty, you don't even know if I have good credit on the third date. You're probably not even asking the right question.
Oh no, that's very important. If you ain't asking the wrong questions, then guess what, ladies, you doing it all wrong. You dating all wrong, and you ain't asking about a nigga credit. No,
How do you ask? How do you ask? How do you ask for credit? How do you ask what's your credit rating?
Do you intend on buying a house? What?
Yes.
You okay? So I would assume that you are in the process of either getting your credit together or your credit is together. No,
that's your question. That's your question. That's how you ask me.
Mason, I would just be like, "What's your credit score?" If you wasn't my brother, I would be like,
my credit score is 798.
But I know you, so I know that your credit score is 798. But I want to see it on your.
But I'm just no. But like, okay. So if you didn't know me, I was some other guy. Like, can they lie about their credit score? Of course, they can lie about their credit score.
You can tell what kind of. Listen.
Oh, they look like you look like you lying.
I knew you had a 798.
I'm not the best example. You had way too much money talk for me to be the best example. But I'm just saying people can lie about that. So 3 dates is what you say, right?
3 dates.
If I had to pick a number, I would probably say like 2 dates though. I would say one less than 3. I'd say 2 dates because I think that there's getting to know you in between that time. So there's phone calls, there's voice notes, there's so many ways for you to communicate. So you're getting to know each other way before the third date. So if you're constantly trying to know each other, you'll know if this person likes the things that you like, if this person's into the same things that you're into, if this person would like, spend time with you outside of a date, like would you hang out with each other, all that stuff. So I think you figure out your chemistry by the second date. I made that harder than it needed to be. Pause.
You did, because you didn't have to do that. But it's okay.
I had the answer. It's funnier this way.
How many? So I guess this is irrelevant because you kind of answered it. How many days before you sleep together? I guess I'll just answer that. So it's so funny. I read things like man.
I was about to say that. I was like, don't say 30 days. Don't give me that.
I'm not going to say 30 days. I'm actually going to just say whenever you're comfortable, but not before date number 3 and not before, not after marriage. Not before date number 3 and not after marriage. Somewhere in between, whenever you're comfortable. It's different for everybody. I can't tell these bitches what to do with their pussy. But I'm just saying, and there was actual facts about this, but I didn't get a chance to write them down, and I can't retain all this information.
I mean, there's studies like the 30-day rule is a study that people have done that in 30 days is when you give yourself enough chance to see that if there's other chemistry before the physical chemistry or rely on physical chemistry to drive the relationship. So 30 days is what the studies say. However, I think when you know, I agree with you. I don't think you should put a number on it. I think if you meet each other and some people just click right away. It's like love at first sight. You believe in love at first sight?
I don't. But definitely don't sleep with someone just because y'all had chemistry in a club unless you were into one night stands. Because like if you're looking for love, there's no reason for you to be doing that.
I know people that are married off of one night stands.
Yeah, that's some crazy shit. I want to hear them on Hush Your Mouth so they can hush my mouth.
All right, I try to bring them on, but there's people that have had great relationships off one night stands.
Yeah, well, I want to know I want to know somebody who fell in love at love at first sight and how that's going for them. I don't believe in that stuff.
No.
I just don't.
I have some
But
great friendships.
and definitely, yeah, I said the chemistry part. Oh, no. 30 days. Now, thank you, Nalia. Date number 3 could be in 30 days. What type of person are you dating? If he liked you, he's going to see you at least twice a week, once a week. He got 2 days off, maybe 3, depending on his work schedule. Maybe he's a week in there.
This is a good thing. Let me ask you this. So how many times?
Wait a minute. Wait, don't let me lose my time. My thing. 30 days. Now, ladies, if your rule and your standard for sleeping with him is 30 days, don't tell him that that's your standard and your rule. Because guess what? There's some men who are very patient. Like Animal Planet. Like, what's one that's patient, baby? Somebody that's patient, gonna catch their prey, wait the 30 days. Just out there like that. Right? Lisa, do you know some men that's like Animal Planet? Men could be like Animal Planet if they got a little sense to them. Mason, have you ever been like Animal Planet?
Never.
Have you ever been patient to catch your prey? Look,
I don't think people are built like that no more. Like, I don't think people are running around like putting 30-day time limits on themselves. I think people are a little bit more
free with it. What's happening? Yeah. They're free spirited.
I think, yeah. Why not? If you have chemistry, you have chemistry.
Well, again, what are you dating for? Are you dating for chemistry? This is what I can't wait till we get to.
So let me. I really want to get to that question because I have a whole answer for you.
Let's just go. So that was how many dates before you sleep together. I personally think whenever you're ready, not before 3 dates, not until marriage. If that's your thing, if you're religious, then you know what you gotta do. What?
So let me ask you a question real quick. When you're dating someone, how many times a week should you see that person?
Dating, and it depends. To me, when we both talk about dating, I have come to the conclusion that we understand dating differently. So I don't know if this is like women are from Venus, men are from Mars, whatever type shit. But you should see them probably like twice a week. And you want to see them twice a week because first of all, you should be busy. You should have a regular flow.
I was just about to say, what kind of?
You should be busy. Once or twice a week if you're dating. If you're going into a serious type of zone. Yeah.
Okay, so the getting to know you phase, is that different than the dating phase? We'll get into that later on.
You see, people get to know each other weird as fuck now. You know why? They got this phone. They got this. So maybe, you know what's so funny? This is so, the host and host speaks right now. Y'all would think that I'm like into the new age dating. No. Court me. So there's definitely a difference between dating and courting, and we could definitely talk about that on another episode of Hush Your Mouth.
We still have to go through the phases of relationships, so I mean, we can talk about it.
Okay, but we want to just touch on it briefly because that's actually a whole topic in itself. I want you to know.
Oh, jeez.
There's levels to court, and there's levels to date, and there's levels to all this shit. So if you don't know, you don't know. Now, Leah says date number 3 could be in 30 days. Now, Leah says depending on the guy. What do you mean by that? Depending on the guy, now, Leah, like, what you mean?
Now, Leah is with me on this one.
Oh, okay. So, Mason, what do you think?
I told you what I think.
No, I'm saying you said how many times a week should you see a person? You didn't tell me.
Oh, so I feel like it depends on the people involved. I think some people are a little bit more busier than others. And I think that, like, as long as there's constant communication, there shouldn't be a number of times we see each other. So, you know what I'm saying? If you live in another borough, if you're in New York, or you live, like, me make it normal for everybody. If you live 30, 40 minutes away, it may not be everything. It may not be a twice a week thing. So I think that it depends on how busy people are. And I'm talking about the initial dating phase. I'm not talking about like we're together, we've had 4 dates, 5 dates, and we decided that, you know, we're talking. I'm talking about the initial getting to know you.
The initial getting to know you is niggas make time for what they want. So when
That's
you
bullshit. That's them niggas with no lives, no money, no nothing. Because if they have all that time, that's them niggas with no
are you
life, no money. Y'all live together. That's not even a good comparison.
No. I wasn't talking about us necessarily. I was
Oh.
just talking about the things that we discussed, which is how we come into these topics. No, niggas make time for what they want. That doesn't mean that you don't have.
Not true. Time is different. Time is different. Time doesn't necessarily
Time
mean
different
that.
for everybody.
No,
They
I'm saying
can't
time
have
doesn't
time for
necessarily mean
that.
that I'm meeting up with you. It could mean I'm spending time with you on the phone. It could mean I'm spending time with you on FaceTime. It could mean I'm texting you. Like that's time as well, right? 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 So what I'm saying is like sometimes we gotta make sure.
What is
Ooh,
happening?
you think blowing up?
I'm getting calls. Like who's calling me? Like decline.
I don't know. I don't know. We doing hush your mouth at this time.
Yeah, like come on, guys. What are you doing? Hush
Tune
your
in.
mouth time. Tune in. Come on the show. Comment there. Whatever you gotta say. Say it on the show. Talk to us Tuesday.
All I'm saying is a successful man is a busy man, and sometimes it's how they spend their time. Sometimes it's texting you. Sometimes it's calling you. Sometimes it's a fucking FaceTime. So I think that sometimes we get caught up in the romanticism of things and say, "Oh man, like he should be spending time with me all the time," or like if he's spending time with you all the time, it means he's not making no money, right or wrong. If your
No.
significant other is spending all their time with you, when are they
I
working?
say all your time. I don't want all your time. Obviously, I want you to go out there and make money because I'm expensive. So I want you to make the money. We will curate goals together if this is going into a serious direction. But no, Mason, I don't agree with you. Like I just don't agree.
So how does successful men have time to do what?
So I have talked to some pretty successful people.
Okay, so
They
tell
got
me.
time. It's like they make time for you. I mean, some of them you gotta catch them when they're around, but they're around. So
What
I
does that
know.
look like? 3 times a week? What does that look
No,
like?
you don't. It can be the FaceTime. It can be the text in this new age of dating. It can be that, but
Trying
successful
to see
men
where you disagree with me.
successful men are not truly successful men, not men that are trying to get successful. Make
They
time
should
for
be working even harder. If you're trying to be successful, yeah, I should be working way harder than a successful man. If your ass is out here trying to make it happen, you should be working a lot harder.
Now we gotta have a conversation about what's your definition of success and what's not. Like what's a
It's your
successful
own
man?
personal
That's your own
what?
personal goal, but like
Your own
because
personal goal.
right. So some
Success
people
for me could be like being financially free. That number can look different than success for you. You could live in Zimbabwe and $100 makes you financially free. I could live in New York City and a couple $1,000,000 makes me free. So it's different. There's a lot of things that factor into that. Your actual environment factors into that. Who you are as a person factors into that. Like you could live in a cardboard box and be happy. I may need to live in a mansion and be happy. You're expensive. You may need a bigger house than you have right now. Or even better, you may need to buy another house. You may like rent a house now, but you want to buy a house. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that takes some sort of dedication to your passion or whatever you're doing to make money. So you got to do that. It takes time.
I mean, well, I'm gonna say this, and this is how we're gonna end this little.
This went to the left. We talk about dating. Now we talk about successful men.
This is still a part of it, and I consider myself to be successful. I consider myself to be a successful woman. My relationship, hard work and dedication. My relationship adds to me.
Exactly.
Definitely. But I think that like I found time for my relation. Like what is now a relationship? You can ask that piano. I used to work 140 hours in 1 week at one point in time because I was building up to a goal. I would work overtime. And she would be like, you don't never got no time, blah, blah, blah. But when we did have time, even if it was for that one day that I was going to be like taking over work, she knew I wasn't going to come and see her, but she would come and see me. Even if it was for like 10, 15 minutes here and there, she would catch me in between time going to work. Like, I'm like, yo, I gotta work at 16. I gotta go. No. And she's like, well, let me just see. Or,
So you're proving my point.
What do you mean?
Because you didn't go see her. She came to see you. So
But
you were busy. So at the end of the day, you said successful men. We were talking about you and her though.
But
You said
there's successful women as well. So I'm just saying people in general.
in your scenario, you were the successful one. In your scenario, you were the successful one. And in your scenario, she was coming to see you. You wasn't making time for her.
No,
she was making time for you in your schedule.
See, no, don't try to twist my word. This is what the media
You
does.
just said that. What am I twisting?
No, I'm saying she would come and see me. I wouldn't go see her.
She was making time for you. Shout out to Side Panel for making time for you.
God, now she gets a shout out. Go ahead, give her a gunshot too.
No, gunshots are yours. I share my applauses. The gunshots are yours. Don't worry about it.
Now, Leah says new age of dating is you hardly go on dates. Who are you dating? And why?
That's right.
You're very pretty, girl.
You hardly go on dates.
That person. No.
That's right. You pretty. You don't need to, but I don't know. Yeah.
Go to the next one, Mason. Oh, wait.
Yeah, you know life is happening because both our phones are blowing up right now.
I know.
That's in New York.
Life's happening. All right.
Life is happening.
How long is the dating phase? What do you think? How long is the dating phase?
As we are having this conversation, my thoughts about the dating phase has changed. Because now I'm adding like other phases. Like I think that there's a talking phase, a dating phase. I think there's an engagement phase that I didn't think about before. And then there's a marriage phase. I think that's the ultimate boss. That's the boss level right there when you're married. Boom. It's the top. But I think that there's 1, 2, 3 other levels before you get to that top level.
There is a few other levels. And guys, so I just want to jump before I say my answer. Nalia says the verses is on. It's 9:33. It's on. They live now. Now they on the stage. It's okay. We're about to be done. We only have 2 more questions. I think 2 more.
Let's do 2.
Let's do 2. But it's just he lying. All right. So I think that it's exactly 3 months before termination. The dating phase is only 3 months.
There's no talking phase for you.
What's the talking stage?
Get to know people. We exchange numbers. We haven't gone on a date yet. Talking. We're
going to my interview that I know when I know from the first conversation whether or not I'm going to give you my number. I know if I do give you my number.
Phase. So if he gave you something, you've passed production. Now you're in the talking phase.
From my first text, you're going to know whether or not I'm going to know whether or not I want to go on a date with you. The texting stage is not really talking. I'm not spending much time texting, talking, and trying to figure that out. I'm not engaged with just you during the talking stage. So to me, it's just that doesn't even take place in my mind. I don't even consider it a thing. I just don't. I don't know. 3 months.
I consider anything I'm putting effort in towards somebody else a thing. So
you must don't date multiple. You don't talk to multiple people at one time because that's putting a lot of effort into a bunch of different people.
Yeah, you talk to a lot of people, but you don't send out multiple texts in a day. You send out 1 text in a day.
Yeah, but I'm talking about people that you're trying to potentially date.
When they start dating, that's the next level. Talking to and saying hello, and I'm not in a relationship. I'm not dating anyone. We're just talking. We're just talking.
So how long do you take before you get from talking to dating?
Probably a short period of time. Not long. I think from the initial contact to probably maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Okay, a week and a half.
2 weeks. Let's say 2 weeks.
2 weeks of texting. That's when you say talking. When Mason says talking, he's talking about
texting, calling, any type of conversation. Yes.
Okay, got it. Right. I don't believe in Listen, the
So what does
first week,
that call for you? That's not called nothing. Like you just
girl,
that
so
you're dating, then we're dating. I just talked to you dating. I'm focused on you now. Like I
I'm a
can't.
girl, so it looks different for me
That
than
means
it would.
y'all do way more than one or two people.
Listen, I could be on 7 dates a week
That's
talking.
true.
I'm talking to people. I could be on 7 days a week. It's a lot different for me than it is for you. Yeah, the talking phase don't last more than 2 weeks. I'm
That's what I
not saying
said
that.
earlier. I'm on you. I'm on you.
No, I think dating and talking is two different things. People out there, if dating and talking two different things, I think that.
Yes, I think so too. That's why I said that. Isn't talking a phase of its own? That's a
Yeah,
phase.
but to me,
That's a getting to know you phase. That's the road to
no, okay,
marriage.
maybe I said it wrong. The dating phase is the talking phase for me. If I'm dating you, I'm talking to you. But I know before we even get to the actual date, like, okay, when I gave you my number, we was
We
texting.
dating. So we dating when's that's dating and
When I
you're
gave you my number, I'm
2 hours.
talking to you. But once I give you my number and we move forward, like we go to our first date, but that's gonna happen within the first like 7 days, 7.5 days, maybe. First week and a half.
Shout out to all the financial wizards and the street pharmaceutical people that have that quick of a turnaround time for their lives.
You
Shout out
asking
to
me out
them
for
because
instant drink like tomorrow. You want to take me out tonight, actually.
I've seen
Shut
some bad
up.
girls, and I'll be like, "Yo, if we're not at the spot, like tomorrow's probably not happening. Maybe like a week from now. Like I should have things happening. Like your schedule's that. If your schedule's that wide open, you should start pretending that your schedule's not that wide open.
You should. You should always seem like you're busy.
Because
But
if you are that available and that thirsty, I would
make you
question.
available and thirsty. I
You
met
don't think
somebody
so?
who was
Oh,
really
can I take you out tomorrow? Can I take you out in 3 hours from now?
Listen,
How about I take
I
you to
met
breakfast?
somebody. Listen, I met somebody. I was in town for a little bit, whatever the case was. Met somebody, and it was
Those are the
successful.
ones.
They took me out the next day.
Little
Hung out the next day. It wasn't that
What
deep.
was his job? What was his job?
What was his job?
What did he do for a living?
A manager.
Of street pharmaceuticals?
No.
Or of financial wizardry? You know what a financial wizard is?
Yes, he was a financial wizard. He was a financial
See?
wizard.
Shout out to them. Those are my guys too.
Financial wizard.
But I just know who has time. Those are the people that have time.
Not street.
Shout out to both of them. Both of those people, like, don't get it twisted. Still live in Brooklyn, but at the same point in time, those are the people that have money. They have money and they have time.
Okay, listen.
Leah said.
Now Leah says, because if we're gonna be on the talking stage for more than 2 weeks, I'm just think we're friends. Yes, I'm just think we're friends too. Like, well, I don't know. Friends should be beneficial. Another topic. We got a lot of topics on this Talking Tuesday. Talking Tuesday is bringing out what we should have topics about. Friends need to be beneficial. If you can't be used,
I'm writing that down because we definitely don't talk about that one. Benefits, friends with benefits. That's the name of that topic.
Hey, Raquel. All right, so how many types of romantic relationships are there, and what are they?
I counted 4.
You counted 4. What were they?
The talking phase, that's romantic. The dating phase, that's romantic. The engagement phase, that's very romantic. And the marriage phase, extremely romantic.
You counted 4.
4. You
okay.
Count more?
So
you count less? More or less?
There's like 7.
Oh, jeez. She Googled it. 100% Googled it.
Oh my
Kori
God.
Google says, go.
Here's the dating phase, committed relationships, casual relationships, casual sex, situationships, and ethical non-monogamy. Because the question says, how many types of romantic relationships are there, and what are they?
Yeah, you're right. I'm not gonna argue that. Those are some this is some deeper breakdowns. I think I was too high.
But Yes. So how many friends with benefits can you have? That's like situationships. Again, it you got to determine what you're dating for. If you having friends with benefits, that means that I'm not sure where you are. You may be in an in between place. You may have to have relations with this person prior to. You might be single right now. You might not be in a good space. So y'all having like a situationship because you don't want to be out here catching all the bodies, or you don't want to be out here. You may still think that person has potential. I don't know what's going on. But are you over there singing the verses while I'm on my usher mouth? Like, there's no way this is happening. Did you see my hand? Did you see my hand? Like,
All right, we still at the last question now, so we could just hit it. Like, how soon is too soon to say I love you?
That's the last question.
Yeah, we skipping. Let's go. We're skipping.
Because he wants to go to Lacey. Okay, let's get to Nalia's question real quick. How many friends with benefits can you have? What do you think, Mason?
4. You can have 4. No more than 4.
Why?
4.
You can have
4 is the most.
You can have a different friend every month if you want to. It's 12 months in a year. Somebody said that you shouldn't be like, it should be 30 days between relationships. Somebody said that here on Hush Your Mouth. I don't know. I heard it somewhere.
I'm just saying you can have 4. I know that girls don't like to, don't like to add bodies, so some of those friends stay around, like emergency dick in a glass. Y'all have 4. So sometimes one of those 4 is busy or whatever. One of those 4 is in a relationship, but then you have 3 other suitable contestants. You may call them the dinner guy. You may call him the Uber guy. You may call him the thigh guy. Whatever you want to call him, you could call him those things, but you can have 4.
You might. I'm sitting here like
my guy, the thigh guy. We ain't mentioned you in a while, thigh guy. What's good?
Shout out to the thigh guy. No, yeah, no. Let me see. Dinner guy. Yeah, all right. I'll say 4, maybe 3. It depends on what the situationship is. If you guys understand, like, I don't think you should be having sex with 4 people.
Oh no, I didn't say that.
Or some situationship shit.
Yes, I meant just like you have some sort of.
When I had my eggs in multiple baskets, I was only sleeping with one person, but I had multiple eggs in multiple baskets.
That's the sleep with guy.
He was my sleep with guy, but I still was hanging out with my hookah guy. I was still hanging out with the food guy. I was still.
How many dates a week did you go on? How many dates a week did you go on?
I can go on 7 days a week, and I'm still going to end up with.
You went on 7. No, in your height of going out, how many dates did you go on in your maximum, your best week? What was your high number?
My best week, 7 days a week.
7 days? You went out every single night.
And then I went back. Then I went back to situation guy. I mean, not like.
That's how it be sometimes. Shorty be rushing the date, and then next thing you know. Do you order food for other people when you're on dates?
No, that's ghetto.
I've seen that.
I wouldn't do it. And if I did do it,
that was the last time I talked to that girl.
I wouldn't have the guy pay for it. That's crazy. I think that's ghetto shit.
But you have guys pay for your kids' McDonald's?
What? Yes, you should pay for my fucking kids' McDonald's. Absolutely.
You should pay for the babysitter. You should pay for the babysitter. Pay for the McDonald's. Pay for the date. But you should not pay for an extra meal on the date.
No, you should not pay for the extra meal for the guy I'm going home to sleep with after I hang out with you. Absolutely not. That's horrible.
Do you bring your leftovers for that guy?
I don't even like to share my food, but if I really had to, I would.
Yo, that's the ultimate, like, I don't even know shit. Like, yo, can I get an extra round? Ooh, and that's for my mom at home. In truth, and in fact, it's for that other guy.
You sound like you've been through that shit though. Like, how'd that work out, and how'd you find out?
I've never been through that, but I've been through the buying an extra meal. But I definitely knew it was for her child, not her mom. But it was like, okay, cool.
Wait, you were upset for?
I wasn't upset because I think that she needed it. But that's sad, and that's another thing.
Oh. Well, we're gonna have to have a topic about this, Mason, because
That's not a whole topic. You can talk
Not a
about it
whole
now.
topic. It's gonna be a
Shorty
part of
ordered
it.
an extra meal. Shorty ordered an extra meal. If you order an extra meal, I feel like you in that scenario that I was in, I felt like she needed it. She ain't tell me that she needed it. I just felt like that based on what I know about that person.
Okay, well maybe that was a personal thing for that person, but I'm
And that was the end
definitely
of that.
well, I'm the type to order the extra milk for my kids. Or I'm bringing my leftovers. Either way, they eat it.
Not the guy that you how he's supposed to know the difference between I'm ordering this extra lobster tail and steak for your kids eat well. Your kids eat lobster. Your kids eat
No, they do. They do.
I know
But I'm not asking someone else to pay for that. My son is the type of kid that will ask for steak. Like, Mom, I want my steak medium, like, can you order that?
I get that.
You know what I mean? So, no, but he wants
so
to.
So somebody was going out with you. Say you were single. Somebody was going out with you. You wouldn't order that and bring it for your kid. You would pay for that. You'd be like, nah, this is separate. Or you'd expect him to pay. So he could pay for the Happy Meal, but he can't pay for the steak.
No, listen to what I'm saying to you. Stop trying to mix my shit up. What I'm saying to you is that I would say, oh, my son or my kids want something to eat. I'll be like, let me order this separate. I'll tell them, remind me to order this separate. Most of the time, though, the type of people I've dated, they're going to pay for it. They're going to be like, oh, what do you mean you want to pay for it? I can feed you. I can feed your kids. That's not an issue. No. All right. Nalia, girl, you be having stories.
I was about to say, Nalia is coming through tonight. Shout out to Nalia.
I love her. All right, so Nalia, she says, I know somebody was supposed to link with this girl, and he ordered pizza to her house before he got there. Once she got the pizza, she canceled on him and was on Snapchat with her boyfriend eating the pizza. She is ghetto. Was ghetto. I don't know who you was, but that's ghetto. That's kind of crazy. Like, that's childish. Why would you? First of all, why didn't your boyfriend order the pizza? Whoever you are out there, Lily, I want you to scream when it said it. Why didn't your boyfriend order the pizza? Why did he think a real man is not going to be okay with the next man doing something for them? Because there's men out there who will say, think it's funny, like, oh, tell him to order me something too. Because I'm a girl that's going to let you know that I'm out with the hookah guy or the food guy. Because we just sleeping with each other. You the situationship guy. So I'll tell you.
You caring about his feelings? Why situationship guy don't have feelings?
Why do I care about his feelings? He's a situationship. Most of the time, most likely we have an understanding. Your feelings don't matter. Why does
your feelings don't matter? Okay. Does that go both ways? So he could tell you your feelings don't matter?
I pride myself on being honest, so I pride myself on being able to accept what I put out. So now, if we come into a situation and he's like,
I thought I heard side panel laugh. Go ahead.
Well, she's watching the verses. If we come into the situation and like he understands where I'm coming from as far as like, no, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna keep like I won't never sleep with nobody else, but I'm definitely gonna be out here dating because you might be out here dating. And that's just what that is. And he don't got no feelings. Like I know I'm not gonna tell you really about my dates if you don't want to know about him. If you ask me, I'm gonna tell you because I'm posting on Snap.
And it's you're posting it on Snap. Was that you with the pizza?
That was not me with the pizza because I would never do that. That's so ghetto.
Just checking.
Shout out to you.
She said he would see you on Snap, so I'm just asking. Okay, all right. No, interesting. I just don't think that works the same way around.
I think we kind of went through this. Okay, so for the record, there's different types of romantic relations. That's dating, committed relationship, casual sex, situationships, and ethical non-monogamy. And then what are the expectations when dating?
You don't want to end it. Like you went back to this question.
Again, it depends on what you're dating for. At what point does your expectations change? When you change, when you decide that you want more, when you decide
You know, only we know how many questions was there, right? No one else knows how many questions is on that paper.
Because this is important. So you want to save it? You want to save it? You can save it. You know what? We're going to save it.
I just want to know how soon is it too soon to say I love you?
So you should say I love you as soon as you feel that way. Because whatever the person responds is, it doesn't change the fact that you feel that way. You know what I mean? That person's reaction or how that person feels is not going to change the fact that you may love that person. So you living your truths. One, always living your truths. But I mean, I don't know. Like, you should say it as soon as you feel it, but don't be feeling it before the third date.
The third date is when everything can happen, right? It's like third
date.
No sex before the third date. No feeling nothing before the third date. No chemistry before the third date. It's like the third date is like
chemistry before the third date. Obviously, there's chemistry.
Don't pay for a date till the third date to the women. Is that what you would say too?
You have sex on the first date. Chemistry should not determine whether or not you have sex on the first date. But
you ain't never meet somebody on the first date and have like that type of chemistry, like great sexual chemistry.
I've had one night stand.
All right, so let's take the sex before going all the way. Have you never met someone and had like, because girls, you guys are way more notorious for this than guys are. Y'all will know who can get it and who can't.
Yeah, we know when we
exactly. So I'm saying in the first date, you've never had that much chemistry. I ain't saying y'all had to fuck. I'm just saying like y'all never had chemistry.
Oh no, you have chemistry because in order to get to the second and the third date, in order for me to feel like I want to see you a second time and a third time, we have to have chemistry. I also had met a guy. He was in his uniform, company uniform, doing his job, looked nice, came out, wasn't matching the weather. I was mad about that. You showed up here in the summertime with this fucking vest on. Now I'm mad. You look crazy with these ACG boots on. I'm pissed off.
That's so Harlem. You so Harlem. Like your outfit is not turning me on. It's over for you. Meet a Harlem girl, ladies and gentlemen. Harlem, they don't play around with how you look. Your whole shit could be great. Great body, great mind, great everything, and you look crazy. They be like, "Yo, we can't go."
I was mad. I was very upset. And you know what? I am from Harlem. So at the end of the day, shout out to us because we don't play about that type of shit. I was pissed.
I said it. I agree with you. I'm not.
You know that because you're from Brooklyn, so I got to confirm for the people that you're right. Yeah, no, I was mad.
Cool. Cosign.
Oh my God. All right. So now, then we went into like BBQs, and he was like, "Oh, I'm not hungry. Why are we here? Are you gonna have a drink?" No, he pulled the can of soda out his pocket. I was done.
I'm officially hushing my mouth. That one is a new one for me.
I was done. So and this was a double date. So my sister's there with her little friend. I said to my sister, "We're about to dish this man because I cannot. No, we're about to dish him because what is going on?"
That man wants to go on a date with you so bad that he was willing to pay for your food and drink a can of soda. That's how bad that man wanted.
Did he go over the check? I can't remember. I gotta ask my sister. Like, did he like look over the check? I think I made him pay for the food because I'm a bitch that's like, you gonna pay for my time. Pay for it.
Stop saying that. That shit sounds Let's rephrase that. I'll find another way to say that. You're gonna pay for my time sounds
well, we gotta find a new way to rebrand that. But no, you
sounds like back page talk.
You gotta say something different. Back page.
It does.
No.
That and you can cash app me.
Listen, I didn't have no good conversation with him. He was trying to take pictures. I was like,
he was about to be on his Instagram as my new boo. My new boo.
Oh my gosh, no. I got
all for the price of a can of soda.
Yo, he said I ate already. I was like, why'd you come then? Like, you should have named me the third one.
He was excited to meet you. That nigga had $10 left in his pocket. He was like, "Yo, I'm just gonna pay for her food, and I'm just gonna drink this can of soda because I want to be in her presence so much."
No, Mason, you're trying to be so flattering and so nice. That's so nice of you, but no,
I don't know him. I'm just trying.
Not okay. No, you know what? And then we go into it was one of them clubs on 42nd somewhere. Ditched him. Fashion something. Fact 40 Club.
Fashion 40. Oh, you freezing a little bit. The verses got you freezing. Oh no. You're back. Okay, you're back.
All right.
I was like, the verses had you freezing.
Yeah, I told you ain't even say get over there. You can't all be on the verses and everything. All right.
I'm not. I'm just a little foggy, but I'm not.
Yeah, you're foggy.
I can freeze.
Nalia said not out the pocket. Yes, Nalia, out the fucking pocket. I was disturbed. He got left. I said, I think I gotta go home. My kids is calling me. And then we went to Fashion 40. Then we went to another bar in the Bronx. We was outside that night, but not with him.
Man, that man saved up all week just to go out on a date with you and got nothing. Not time.
I should have been alarmed because he was the guy that had the time, like very anxious to go out. He must have been paid the next day after he met me because he was
sometime next week. We're gonna go over red flags. We're gonna go over red flags when you're dating. Next week.
But I've also had people who was very successful, very anxious to go out. So I don't know. It depends on who you at, who you
depends on what they do for a living.
And what's their credit score. All right.
That's not true.
That's true.
All right.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So I think that's it. That's all. I think we've covered it all. I think we've done it.
I'm gonna tell y'all now that Mason is lying. We definitely have more questions, but we're going to
had way more questions.
We're going to end this topic here. We're going to save these for another episode. Guys, thank you so much.
Red flags. Y'all got to give me your red flag. What's a red flag in a dating situation? What is something that you're like, nah, can't let that go?
Them AC fucking G boots in the summertime.
You should have known that. You should have known that.
Oh, fucking best in the summertime.
He pulled out his best outfit too.
Good night. Anyways, you guys can always find me at, let me not say always. I don't know what's going on. I can't go live on Instagram. But for now, it's still up there. You can find me at lemon_squeeze with the 3 at the end. You already know it's your girl, Kori Deez. You can find us here every week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. We're on YouTube, Hush Your Mouth, ENT, or entertainment. But once you get to Hush Your Mouth, ENT, they gonna pull us up. Subscribe, put your notifications on. Make sure you hit that notification bell. It's very important. It tells you when we are actually live. You can like, subscribe, and comment on our live videos. We pull your comments onto the screen. We engage with you. That's what Hush Your Mouth is all about. We want to hear what you, the people, think, how y'all feel. Y'all matter. Hush Your Mouth. Don't forget.
Clapping it up for y'all.
Don't forget, you also can find us on Spotify. You can also listen and engage as well on Team Mason TV. It's like a Facebook watch type of thing. We're live there. Well, you can also comment and we can see we can engage with you there. Mason, they can find you at YNBS _. It's Mason.
I still can go live. No, but I can't. I'm not blocked, man. And we're gonna be doing more on our Hush Your Mouth Instagram. We're gonna start doing some polls. We're gonna start doing some more stuff on there, posting some reels. So make sure you follow that as well. What is the Instagram?
The Instagram is Hush Your Mouth EMT. I hear the fucking verses. I'm like,
I know, me too. I'm trying to get through this. This is the end. We're at the end. Nobody's going to understand this when we post it.
The link is in my page. So if you click on my page at lemon_squeeze3, you can follow us on Hush Your Mouth. We're going to be doing some polls. We're going to be doing everything. Thank you guys for coming to Hush Your Motherfucking Mouth.
Thank you so much. See you next time.